Carrie Kilbride has Monday's story behind the story.
On the other side of the clouds, high in the San Gabriel Mountains, a mile above Los Angeles, sits a national treasure, an astronomical observatory built at the turn of the century that even today still shapes how humans view their relationship with the universe.
Some of the greatest discoveries in the history of science were made here.
Bob Jastrow is the director of the Mount Wilson Institute.
When I enter this dome, I feel as though I'm entering a cathedral, and it gives me the willies because so much happened here.
6,000 feet up with Mount Wilson Observatory below, the scientific eye of America.
It was here at Mount Wilson we first learned the origins of the universe, the so-called Big Bang theory of creation, where the speed of light was measured for the first time, where we learned just how old the universe really is. Astronomer Sally Balloonis spends much of her time studying one of those stars, our sun. And what she has seen tells her sunspot activity is now decreasing, setting the stage for a mini ice age here on Earth.
The best prediction we can make is that the sun will cool down a bit in the next 50 years. That will cool the temperature off maybe by as much as 2 degrees Fahrenheit.
Eventually, she says, the sun will warm up again. Between the sun and the Earth is our moon, whose exploration by man was partly made possible by the telescopes of Mount Wilson.
This telescope made surveys of the surface of the moon and to give pictures to NASA to try to decide what was a good landing site.
Much of Sally's time is spent breathing new life into these old telescopes. On this night, that means installing an experimental device that will take the twinkle out of the stars. It's something called adaptive optics, and at a fraction of the cost, will allow the Mount Wilson telescopes to see as well as the Hubble telescope, now hundreds of miles out in space.
It's certainly the most sophisticated adaptive optics system that's ever been employed on an astronomical telescope in the world.
So this remarkable facility, whose telescopes were hauled up the side of a mountain by mule and a flatbed truck, has a future as bright as the distant stars it studies.
This is a small part of that step to finding what's out there on the way to being the pioneers in the solar system and the galaxy.
With the story behind the story on putting new life into Mount Wilson. Carrie Kilbride, Channel 9 News.